We're
test,
testing,
test.
guys.
Okay.
We're testing.
I see it now.
Okay.
All right. So it was a
Testing.
visual.
Producer error.
Yeah, all my fault.
Producer error.
All right, head back to the starting soon page. Why don't you?
Let's. Hey everyone, you're tuned in to the False Grace podcast. I'm your host, as always, AK Baby Doo, the light bringer.
I'm your main man, Frick, the big kahuna, shredding waves of light, here to, hang 10. And we've also got...
The moon and star come to me through fire and war.
Speaking of figuring it out together, that's what we're here to do tonight. Figure it out with you at home and amongst ourselves.
I concur. Figuring things out is a big part.
We're figuring it out. Figuring out how to get seated.
Right.
Exactly, bro. Hello, I'm St. John.
Yeah.
I'm the producer, and I'm usually over there.
Yeah.
It cost us a lot of money to get him in this chair tonight. He was steep.
I was offered thousands.
But we saved a lot of money by not letting Furman have an appearance. Because
Exactly.
he carries a high price.
Yeah.
Talent like that does not come cheap, let me tell you.
This is true. Liquor cabinets have been emptied out in mere moments in the pursuit of his attendance.
True.
Yeah. Is liquor a store of value? What do we think?
Those big bourbon bottles, yeah.
In apocalyptic times, it's going to be like probably like the top.
Yeah.
The top of the leaderboard.
That's what
in
people
terms of
want in apocalypse times, because otherwise they're just gonna suffer.
I feel like in the worst times though, we shouldn't be drinking. Like if a nuke gets dropped tomorrow, you don't die in it. Probably better not to crack open the bottle.
Maybe not initially, but like once you've formed factions and you've joined like the holy regime and you slay many opponents out on the fields that lay barren due to the nukes.
I think eventually you'll have like your survival systems all set up, and then it's like, well, now that I've done all I needed today to survive, I can reward myself.
One of the things I find humorous is thinking about the past and how vices were obviously still a thing back then. But imagine you're out in war, you think you're in a safe zone, you and your bros get plastered that evening, and then like the Mongol hordes show up the same night, and you just start getting murdered while you're like completely wasted.
Well, if you advertise your celebration, then yeah, they're gonna show up that night.
I think out of all the things that could happen to you when drunk, that's not even top 10 on the list.
Well,
getting
of
slaughtered,
good or bad.
Yeah,
of bad things that could happen to you. Yeah, it's like
Really?
10.
There's much worse things.
Much worse things. Getting killed is not.
I'd struggle to find 10 things worse than getting killed while drunk.
Can you think of one?
At the moment, no.
I think having like a big burlesque Mongolian man take advantage of you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think that probably would be way worse than getting. I'd rather get murdered personally.
Yeah.
Take me out. I'm done.
Mm.
That's the end.
Yeah, is suffering worse than death? Is really what we're getting to at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For me, I feel like there's no such thing as suffering worse than death. I don't want to die. I enjoy living. And I enjoy the suffering too. Even if it doesn't seem like it, I always enjoy the suffering.
Well, suffering usually it teaches you something.
Yeah.
It's
also just one of the better forms of entertainment for me personally. Like other people suffering, my own, I find it quite entertaining.
I understand. I mean, slapstick, that's been around for generations. It's clearly a common theme amongst us as people.
Is that what slapstick means?
Yeah.
Okay, because when I see the bios in movies, all these words, I'm like, what the fuck does this even mean?
Just physical comedy. Just slapstick.
Yeah.
Well, it was derived from like Three Stooges, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Were they the pioneers? Were they considered the pioneers? I thought that Charlie Chaplin was like the OG slapstick pioneer.
Yeah. Certain words that don't get used ever get used in movie descriptions.
Yeah.
Like cohorts. Follow Abigail and her team of cohorts as they navigate the New York City skyline.
Exactly.
Get ready to go along on an adventure with these 3 intrepid travelers.
Who writes this shit? And then they're like, no, man, AI won't replace us. AI won't replace us.
I would rather have a bunch of really interesting, maybe not good writers write movie descriptions like that.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, that's a form of entertainment. It's a form of art, even.
I think the art would come from like that trend where people like describe movies terribly, and then like
I actually love that trend.
Like there's one, Matt, it's man.
Big Dog.
Yeah. Big Dog parties hard.
If you ain't watched
Does
that,
drugs.
don't even tell me you're a movie buff.
Well, there was like Super Bad. It's just guys try to get alcohol for a party.
Yeah.
To impress girl. That's the whole movie.
Right.
But it's made really well. And then somebody else tries to make that. And it can be like the worst thing ever. It really depends on the artist.
Well, that's because anybody, when you look at movies like that, anybody can go, write a story about, getting alcohol to impress a girl. But how do they get there?
Yep.
What stepping stones are along the way? What suffering can we see our main protagonists, go through to get? How hard do they work?
We got some people smashing the like button in the chat. Appreciate that, guys.
Okay, YouTube. Hey, you got a chat from YouTube?
Actually, hell yeah.
Yeah, they were flying.
Let's go, baby. I can't see how many people are in chat and how many people are watching live. So
we're blind tonight.
I usually can. I could just I can't turn my computer around.
One thing that stands out to me right now is I feel like a few months back I said politics is dead. It's a dying medium. It became the chief form of basically entertainment for like a year. When Trump was running for president the second time, and then those first couple months, it was nothing but politics. Everybody was involved. And I feel like I said politics is dead. I kind of feel like now news is dead. Like the news is just dead. There's nothing worth reporting or watching or talking about anymore.
Well, actually, I don't think that the reason news is dead is because there's nothing worth reporting. I think it's dead because you have people now who are aware that if you get together 60 different news outlets, put them side by side, and you listen to all of them say the exact same intro, same opening, there's clearly some puppeteering going on.
Some chicanery.
Yeah.
Chicanery. Mm-hmm.
You
should write titles for movies.
I really should.
So there's a narrative. That's the thing. But there's a narrative even with the influencers, even with the people who have their own independent shows.
Yeah.
Like they've become part of that culture as well they're at a different angle, but it's still part of, I would argue, the same sort of underlying powers.
Well, because the podcast election was what they called the last election. And everybody who managed the news realized that's what we need to do is invest in these podcasters, invest in these influencers who tell people the news and people trust them. So it's just shifted to that.
Yeah.
So here's a question that I'm sure is going to have a really hot take to answer it. Is TikTok a good place to get your news information?
No. I think.
Are you telling me that there wasn't a bomb dropped on Lebanon?
Good.
Because I don't know what to think.
Are you talking about the tunnels thing?
Yes.
I heard that they were placed explosives, not dropped.
Yeah, I think good news is now solely on the eye of the viewer. There's no such thing as good news. You can only make your own good news. And it comes from exposing yourself to such an ecosystem of different opinions that you kind of act as your own filter. You kind of act as your own story maker. That's how I look at the news. I don't trust anything absolutely. I just try to see what the primary narrative is and see what's under it. Speaking of consensus not mattering, I have a personal story I was talking about recently. Influencer marketing. It's a big thing. Probably going to get even a little bit bigger, but it's a very saturated market, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust the news, but I trust this person that I watch.
Yeah.
There's one product that shines near the top of one of the most egregious influencer products of all time. And this is one I personally fell for, and many people I knew fell for.
Can I take a guess?
Yeah, take a guess.
Neurogum.
Close. I mean, you're in the ballpark. It is a consumable.
Is it the mushroom coffee?
No.
No.
Though
Okay.
I haven't tried Neurogum, but I have tried mushroom coffee. Neurogum, I think, has some caffeine in it.
Is that
And
what it is?
I get enough. Well, it also has L-theanine. It's always the same bullshit.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Just while we're on it, so many products that are based around energy. So many. They all have the same bullshit ingredients, and it's like this proprietary blend. Oh, this product is gonna get you right. What does it have? Caffeine. Wow, no shit. L-theanine. Wow, no shit. L-theanine is like the more balanced energy. So people recommend you consume L-theanine because it counteracts the jitteriness. It's like a calming, but it doesn't like make you drowsy. And then B vitamins, taurine.
Yeah,
B vitamins, B12. And it's like this product name whatever, and then this product name whatever. You look at the ingredients, and every time they're like never been done before. Nothing's ever come together like this.
No one's doing this like we are.
But no, it was David protein bars. The psyop committed on David protein bars was insane.
I've not heard of this.
Are we talking? Is this related to Goggins?
No.
No.
It's just a protein bar brand called David.
Okay.
And if you're into fitness, if you work out, see any fitness accounts, you're likely going to get some content around the best protein you can be eating, whether that's the powders or the bars or whatever. So I started seeing videos coming through, people I'd never seen before, big accounts, small accounts, all across the board. And it'd be like a tier list, Here's here's me ranking the top 5 protein bars. And it'd always be like 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, standard remarks, some critiques. And then it'd get to David, and it'd be like,
this one.
oh, this one,
hand of
God's gift to mankind. This bar, this is better than candy. This is better than a Hershey's bar. This is better than, and you can't taste the protein. Nothing. And the macros, the ingredients like the calories to protein to fat to sugar, what all that. Can't beat them. Cannot beat them. The most protein, the least amount of sugar, the least amount of carbs, and the best taste. And there are people who did it like a salesman. There's people who did it casually, but it was a universal consensus out of nowhere. I'd never even heard of this bar before. Was the top. And the wrapper, it was something else. The branding was perfect. It looked like it should be special.
I'm just imagining a repackaged Cliff Bar.
It's a gold wrapper. It's like the Trojan condoms had a baby with a protein bar. Okay.
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
You'd know it if you saw it.
He says the wrapper is like gold and black.
And phallic marketing, as I've coined it.
Yeah.
They also subscribe to that. There's a lot of phallic marketing. For instance, one of the posters at Walmart was this ripped black dude. Peak. It was something like optimal or pure protein for the optimal human, and it was like just a ripped black dude with the gold bar. It looked very phallic. That's all I'm saying. And
just like all the cyberpunk ads.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly like one of those.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, at some point, I never ordered it. I'm not like that kind of person. I don't care enough about a protein bar to go order them online. But I was at Walmart once and they showed up. And me and my wife had both had the same experience with this bar. We had both been conditioned to think this was about to be the creme de la creme of protein bars. We were both in the same boat thinking, we got to try this.
Yeah.
So we got multiple flavors, and they all sucked. Like they were unbelievably bad. And you know what protein tastes like when a product has that real protein taste?
It's really rich and
well, not in a good way.
Yeah.
But this
it's like
one,
in like a pure dark chocolate rich way.
Yeah. This one had the strongest protein taste of any protein bar I'd ever had in my life. And the flavor, terrible. And so the psyop was so strong after eating the first bar, you know what we did? Well, we must have got a bad flavor. Like, we just got a bad flavor. So we opened the next one. Same shit. Maybe even worse. Because we started with the one we thought would be the best. Try the third one. Same shit. Okay. I'm getting on my phone. I'm looking up, the reviews. I want to see on consensus what the best flavors are. Chart pulls up. We have the best 3. I'm like, no fucking way. No way. This product is, people really have this opinion. Yeah. Okay. Fast forward a few months later, David gets sued for lying about the macros on the bar. So it actually had way more calories than they said, and it had more sugar and carbs. And it had artificial ingredients they didn't disclose. So not only was the marketing a lie, what was actually in the bar was a lie. And despite lying about the ingredients, it still tasted like dog shit. Every single front of this product was bullshit.
Damn.
And it dominated. It became like the top selling bar for like a few months in America. All off the marketing alone.
What?
Yeah.
Did I still eat like the Nature's Valley protein bars?
Old
like the peanut butter and dark chocolate protein bars. Or a Cliff Bar sometimes when I want to treat myself.
I prefer Nature Valley over Cliff Bars any day, man.
Yeah,
it's not even close.
I oversaturated my diet with Cliff Bars when I was younger. I'm not saying I'm not old now, but
But David, if you ever want to go out and have a fun time, go get you a David bar just to know what it's like, just to know how bad it can be.
So that every day feels like the brightest day you've ever lived.
Because I don't know about you guys, but I like to experience the extremes on both sides. So like, I'm not a big movie goer. I don't really enjoy movies all that much. Maybe when I was younger. But if somebody says a movie is terrible, I have to see it. I'm like, if they're like, this is one of the worst movies I've ever seen, I'm like, I'm going to go see it. I got to watch it. And even if, somebody goes something super good, I think Project Hail Mary got recommended to me by a few people. I ended up going to see that. But whether it's good or bad, if it's extreme, I want to be there for either option.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
So,
in general, I think yes, but with movies, I've been kind of tapped out of that.
Yeah. War of the Worlds remake with Ice Cube was truly
that was something special.
Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
I didn't see it, but
it was absolutely peak Cube. Okay,
it was.
I've never seen Ice Cube. He carried that film. He carried that film. Let me tell you.
I think his pay was over 60% of the budget for the entire film. My favorite part of this film, and I might have talked about this on the show before, I don't remember. I don't think so. But his daughter is dating an Amazon delivery worker.
Oh, yeah, and then there was like the drone.
Yeah, there was a drone. And they're trying to get a product somewhere. Maybe I'm not remembering correctly, but they're trying to move a product.
I think
somewhere.
I haven't even seen it.
It was bandages.
They're trying to move like a gig stick, weren't they?
Yeah, it was the malware that was going to kill the aliens. They had to get the gig stick in. And for some reason, they find a guy who's homeless with the Amazon drone. Do you remember the scene? And they try to pay him in Amazon gift cards via the drone,
bro,
to his phone to get him to do something for them.
No.
But he's homeless and he has a phone, and they're airdropping him Amazon gift cards. And he says no. He turns them down. And then the next scene is like the Amazon delivery boy remote navigating the drone through the alien machines, like himself, to like get it to where it needs to go.
Okay.
It was great.
I'm like, well, yeah, he didn't want to do it. Homeless don't like the job. They don't want a job.
Homeless don't like the job.
So we were talking about news things that, you know, aren't, like we were saying, the news stuff is either like there's plenty of newsworthy things happening. It's just not reported in a way that people care.
Yeah.
I say people. I think younger millennials and Gen Z don't care. I think there are plenty of other generations who really care and are really glued to it. But one of the things that I learned about this week was we are the closest we've ever been to potentially finding biological life on Mars.
Yeah.
And, you know, I wanted Furman to be here for this, but
I consider biological life existing elsewhere in the universe just a guarantee. I consider it a guarantee.
Okay.
No part of me doubts that it's real. Intelligent life, even, I think, is like extremely probable. But the idea that there's cellular life or less developed life, it's just for me 100%. I would
just like microbial life somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's definitely possible in the solar system.
Yeah.
Specifically because we have it here. And during the Great Bombardment period, there's just pieces of planets flying all over the place. So if the piece of our planet that has life on it could possibly be spread somewhere else, it would have been through that whole period.
The thing about microbial life,
he's got something to say,
is if it can exist, if it survives elsewhere, the likelihood there'd be a planet out there that's had the timeline, like the billions of years needed to develop into something else, very likely. Do you not believe in that, Frick?
So I've gone through, periods in my life where I thought maybe, it's likely, it just seems probable because, if it's infinitely expanding.
I pin it at 100% personally.
I can't put it at 100 because I don't know, but I'm not going to say there's no way, but it just doesn't seem likely.
It doesn't seem likely.
It doesn't seem likely. I think that this is the exception to the rule in all of the universe when it comes to where life can exist.
Wow.
How egocentric of you.
Hey, man, Earth first.
Earth first.
No, there's no one else in the race. But
no, I'm Earth first.
See, I would, I brought up the Fermi paradox. We were talking about this earlier. Scientists love to talk about the Fermi paradox and take a guess at what it is. But there's a theory that basically the reason we've never seen any other life is because once we hit a certain point, we either die out or something else happens. Like they're not able to actually communicate with us because they're dying out ahead of time, or they're lacking the means to actually.
Essentially, no two intelligent life species are alive at the same time.
Yeah.
And if they are, they're too far away to communicate.
Yeah.
Even if they could communicate with us, we're kind of stupid. I feel like if I was an alien and I was like able to travel the universe.
Well, that was going to lead into my next point, which was about that movie Disclosure Day that just came out. Mm-hmm. The whole point was like, oh yes, aliens do exist and they have a secret to share with us. And then the movie ends right before they share the secret.
Steven Spielberg made
it was
that,
Spielberg.
Right?
But kind of on top of just depicting a bunch of Christians as like the worst people imaginable in that movie. It also kind of asked, is world peace possible by uniting around, like, for example, take Independence Day and Disclosure Day on two separate ends, by coming together because aliens are, telling us the secrets of the universe, or because aliens are trying to destroy us. Could all of humanity unite? Like, is world peace possible through an event like that? Well, and I think the answer is maybe.
I think absolutely. I think all a group needs.
No, maybe yes.
All a group. all a group needs to unify is a common enemy. Like that.
Yeah.
That's what brings people together. Racism no longer is relevant when aliens show up to Earth. It's just not relevant.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to think that way anymore. The nations won't think of themselves as strictly nations as they do now.
Yeah.
Like, if an actual predatory alien species showed up, you don't think Russia, China, and America would immediately be working together?
I think they probably would.
I think we lose regardless of how you look at it.
But we'd be together.
I don't think we'd be together either.
Yeah, well, maybe
it'd be complete chaos.
If aliens can get here before we can get anywhere else, surely they're more technologically advanced than we are. Oh, we're getting to the moon.
But I wanted to say
We've been to the
earlier,
moon.
I would be more likely.
False.
No, we've been to the moon.
I'd be more likely to believe that the Earth is cloaked, like with some sort of technology to where we can't escape and see the other life in the universe until we've reached a certain point in our own growth. Like, I'd believe that before there's no other alien life. Like, I'd believe we're an experiment of sorts that has yet to pass the test over there not being other intelligent life.
Okay. So the theory would be that there is an intelligent life. They just haven't contacted us because we haven't crossed a certain threshold. And I think many people have theorized that's like a peace threshold.
Yeah.
Like, because we're still constantly at war with ourselves.
Right.
But yeah, C.S. Lewis's space trilogy actually talks about that. And of course, I always bring this up. Sorry. Talks about how they call Earth the silent planet because of the god who rules our planet is the devil, and he's cut us off from the oneness of the universe, which is God's entire creation. Yeah. And so when the human ends up going to Mars, they're like, "Where'd you come from? Like, what are you?" Oh, I came from this planet. Oh, the silent planet. We don't know what's going on over there.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. It's an interesting
Until
series.
our AI chatbots can communicate with their AI chatbots, then
the intermediaries.
Then we're not going to be discovered.
Is Grok. Grok is the intermediary.
Yeah, good old Grok. Maximally truth-seeking is what, he's coded to be per Elon. I sometimes joke Grok is maximally goon-seeking. Because he generates so much adult content.
A little bit, yeah.
I'm out of the loop on that one. It's getting
well,
the
Grok companion like launched as an AI anime girlfriend, right?
Oh,
no, he didn't know that. Yeah,
if you have
volumes to my character, I think.
If you have Grok, you can go and talk to an AI girlfriend type of it, and probably the most developed one to date. I would argue.
So what can this AI girlfriend provide somebody? Just conversation.
Well, she can remember
slightly horny conversation. Honestly,
whoa!
From everything I've seen,
she can remember what you've said, so it's a point of reference.
This is making it sound like I've taken part in this.
Yeah,
I've never used.
Sounds like you've experimented.
I've never used Grok companion.
Companion.
Do you get to name the companion?
No, they have their own names. They have their own personalities.
I'm trying to remember.
Because it's also there's a guy version. Or there's Annie.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Valentine, that's the dude. He's like a 50 Shades of Grey type for women.
Yeah.
And then there's a new one, new chick.
The panda is the panda Grok or is it something else?
That's like
what is the panda?
Bad Terry.
Rudy, right?
Rudy.
Yeah.
What is this?
He's like for kids, but also there's an adult version.
He's like the most vulgar.
Oh.
Vulgar.
I hope it's nothing like the panda that Furman has dealt with. It'd be a bad inspo.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
But Razer Gaming is actually coming out with a holographic tube.
Oh, I saw that.
You're gonna be able to import your Grok companion into it.
Imagine the shame of someone coming in your office and seeing that.
And it's gonna be like a little holographic tube.
Dude, think about what this means. Think about what this means for secretaries, man. For like if you just have like,
no more secretaries.
No secretary is necessary. You just get you an anime chick in a tube, and she remembers everything that you say, all your meetings, everything you learn.
I shit you not. That you excluding the tube, you can already have that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not 100% effective until you get the tube.
Dude, we are actually headed toward a cyberpunk future. Like out of all the sci-fi futures, cyberpunk is the closest to what we're going to have. I firmly believe that. Where you own nothing and you're happy. You have the highest tech imaginable, but you live in poverty. Corporations screw you over at every single stance they possibly can. Like, does that just not sound exactly where we're headed?
Yeah, I saw a stat the other day that the average American worker has never gotten a smaller percentage of the income supply than they have today. Like the average American worker is currently the least powerful they've ever been, and I believe that thoroughly.
Yeah,
it's becoming a gamified economy, and if, the types of people who are becoming successful are really the gamblers. I mean.
Yeah,
the hyper gamblers who hit it lucky. So many people are getting more comfortable just going nuts with their money, just in an effort to escape, the 9 to 5, so to speak.
Yep.
But I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know how working a 9 to 5 becomes a value like it used to have. Like I don't know how we get it back there. Actually.
Yeah, it's a difficult conundrum.
Well, I mean, you have to think about the motives for why people would do it. What are they? Because the American dream has turned out to be,
data centers.
Exactly, data centers.
I like to think we could shift to make America beautiful again.
I like that.
And the income could come from the beautification. Like, for one, we have a lot of small towns that look just like dog shit. They all look the same. They all have the same fast food restaurants, the same gas stations.
I drive through this one city every week, and there are certain parts of it that are the most beautiful parts I've ever seen. And then other parts of it that are literally like I'm back in Africa.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. Like 5 minutes down the road, there's like the most beautiful mansion house I think I've ever seen in my life. Then it is literal slums.
That's because we're unbalanced right now.
Yeah,
it's the scale has tipped too far, and a recess on its way.
The economy needs a direction more than it needs, honestly, substance. As crazy as it sounds, like data centers has become AI chips, memory chips, and data centers are currently making up the bulk of the growth in the economy.
Yeah.
But those are, until we find better uses for them, I mean, it's not necessarily a need. Like, the economy doesn't need them, so to speak.
Plus, are the data centers not just making people absolutely miserable? Is that not the general consensus?
They don't provide anything. And they actively take water from the local, water and power.
Water and land for nothing.
Well, one of the things I think is interesting is I've been a user of language models since they came out. I love them. I think they're great. But I'm not overly pro AI. But when ChatGPT first came out, it wasn't so politically correct or safeguarded, and I felt it was a really good product when it first came out.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
And you have to think, when that first launched, there was very few data centers comparable to now. Like, the growth of the industry has been exponential. The physical industry is growing exponentially. The product line, though, isn't growing as fast. And the product itself hasn't gotten that much better. Like, if you rewind back to when it first came out, we probably have, and I think this is relatively accurate, 10,000 more data centers built or being built today than when ChatGPT first came out.
And some of these are like 30 acres.
Yeah. How much better are these products becoming?
Not really.
How much better are they becoming? They're not becoming that much better.
It's just to handle the traffic.
Yeah.
The traffic on them. Yeah. I'm wholly against more AI data centers. I think I think LLMs in general, I don't like for a majority of reasons, mainly because the people using them don't have to use their brains anymore. And they aren't. They don't have the avenue cleared to be creative.
Yeah.
They just outsource their creativity to something, and at best they're an art director, to something that is copying decades of stolen art. Yeah. And that's the big thing for me. Other than that, there's the environmental impact, which maybe we can fix, And I have a proposal on that.
Yeah.
But there's also this menacing, overarching evil around it. Okay, this dude, he was at a,
We're talking about Kevin O'Leary.
Yeah,
I wasn't talking about. I wasn't going to bring up
Okay.
Kevin. No,
Okay.
but I know what you're talking about.
Mr.
No,
Wonderful.
I was talking about this dude who was at a town hall meeting about a data center.
Oh yeah,
and-
he got
and
arrested.
He went 5 seconds over his allotted 3 minutes,
Yeah.
and they arrested him immediately.
Trespassing.
And that's why, like, if you're a right winger, if you're a Republican screaming free market capitalism, at this point we all have to concede it's a joke. We don't live in that society anymore.
Yeah.
It's more like free market communism.
Yep.
Like the bigger the corporate entity, the more powerful they are. They can just silence your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Has anything come out on the bricks and minifig situation?
Oh, I knew you were
'Cause
going to bring this up because
I
I was
haven't
thinking about it.
I haven't even heard anything.
Everyone's in jail.
Last I heard, Reckless Ben was able to do some more things on Patreon. Something about his court order was different. But I haven't seen much more than that, except a lot of lawyers.
So no justice.
A lot of lawyers are actively helping him, but yeah, no justice has been served yet. And I think the actual CoffeeZilla did a big thing where he investigated how many Lego sets have actually been sold and the price of it, and it's a lot less than $200,000. It's more like $130,000 dollars worth, because a lot more have been sold and are unaccounted for. Or at least the ones that are unaccounted for are a lot less. The ones they know where they are lowers that price a good bit.
So what's the kind of agreement that you said? They gave it to
Consignment.
consignment. Yeah, this is your PSA not to ever consign a thing.
Yeah, I think just sell it outright
Yeah.
for what you want, I guess.
The reason people go with consignment is they think that the storefront or the business that's perpetuating the product has a value add where they're going to be able to mark it up and basically make more money. There's a company called The Real, which is like a consignment for luxury apparel. I get so many ads for that fucking company.
Of course you do.
I've never bought anything off there. The storefront looks shitty, but The Real is probably taking like 10-15% of every sale they make on stuff that isn't even theirs.
Yeah.
So it's like an arbitrage business setup.
Yeah. You guys want to hear my solution for the data centers?
Yeah.
To stop using all the fucking water?
What's your solution?
Actually, it's Noel Miller's solution. Piss.
Yes.
Piss as the water cooler.
I would like
Isn't it piss warm? Are you gonna throw ice in it?
Water can be warm.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said I thought it had to be cool water for the data centers. I'm not really
doesn't
privy
matter.
on all that.
It could just be water.
Water is so it's able to conduct like thermal.
The problem
so
is they're
well.
using fresh water. So they're pumping in fresh water from all of these communities and removing it from the local community. Like they can't use the water and they can't use the power.
I have admittedly been.
Nobody's using their piss.
I've actually ignored the water issue with AI completely because it's fallen into the global warming category.
It really has.
And you could clear it up for me. But
so.
global warming, I've decided to not have an opinion on. Really, I've never been able to truly form an opinion on it. Too conflicting. But I see these posts. Here's what I see: AI is consuming all of our water. People need to stop. Bezos said people need to stop using so much water. The AI data centers aren't getting enough. And then I'm seeing other posts that are going, they don't even use water, really. Like one inquiry is like 0.0000001, molecule of water. And I'm like, what's true? Like, are we really using our water? Do you know?
The thing for me is I know it's using a lot of water from everything I've heard. I don't know how much exactly from the stats. And I don't know where that water's going. Like, are we just getting rid of the water? Because if you look at any normal PC system,
it's
the liquid cooling, you don't pump that water out.
Yeah, it's a closed system.
It's a closed system. So I don't know why the data centers have to have constantly flowing water through them. That makes no sense. So either they're incredibly inefficient data centers or they're like just getting rid of the water somehow, contaminating it.
But in theory, like to your point, any type of fluid should be able to be substituted as a
Well, yeah,
sufficient
like you
cooling
can't use.
method.
I meant to look it up today. You can't put any kind of liquid in
Yeah.
like your cooling system for your computer.
Yeah.
But especially like sugary things, like you probably don't want to put Pepsi in there.
Yeah.
Because then all
There
the
was
sugar will amalgamate from the heat and
a joke
clog it up,
recently. I saw this headline that NVIDIA had discovered adding some ingredient to water made the efficiency of the cooling like exponentially higher. And the ingredient happened to be something that was an antifreeze. And the people are like, oh, what do you know? After hundreds of billions of dollars later, they finally discovered antifreeze.
We discovered we can put antifreeze in cooling systems.
And I
Dude,
don't know.
Antifreeze, liquid cooled gaming PC.
So like what's so maybe I'm being a silly goose here, but what's actually the point of the data centers? Because as Matt, as Baby Doo said,
It's to have servers for people to be able to access the programs.
I was able to access the programs beforehand.
Yeah.
So.
Well, there's the,
But there's too much traffic now that everybody's using.
I don't think it doesn't make sense to me that we needed this much for the traffic. Amazon, if you don't know, is like a third, maybe more than a third of all of their profits come from their servers. I believe it's called AWS or something, but Amazon's one of the biggest server hosts in the world. When we had the internet outage like a few months back and everything was going down, that was an Amazon issue. They're one of the biggest providers.
Well, I know Cloudflare is really into everything too.
Yeah,
has their fingers in everything.
I kind of want to say cloud. It's like an Amazon product.
It's like an authentication service.
I could be wrong.
It could be an Amazon product.
But I think it's coupled with the growing desire for the surveillance state.
Yeah,
I think the data
with the
center
flock cameras.
Yeah, creation.
What are flock cameras?
So we have some in Salmer. Have you ever went in to town and then on the right before you get to that 45 zone, you got pulled over?
It's right after.
Mm-hmm.
There's this black looking solar.
Yeah, there's like a solar
thing.
panel and then like a little black box on a pole.
And those are coming up across the United States.
They're
like
just
crazy.
traffic cameras that read license plates.
Yeah, but they can do more.
Yeah, I'm sure they can.
They have,
but they've been used to track killers, quote unquote, and more often than not, they track down somebody who's not. So they read a license plate wrong, and they end up sending the police after the wrong guy.
But
I see.
And it's a part of just everybody being on camera all the time, so any government official can track you.
Yeah, and I think there's a growing desire to house an exponential amount of data. There was discussion about AI hitting a flattening because all content it could consume was starting to die out. Like basically you get
right. Well, that was the Ouroboros theory that eventually it would start creating its own content that it would listen to, and then creating more content from that would be diluted. So it would just keep eating its own tail until eventually it dies.
And to some degree, they're working to obviously go around that or fix it. That is happening. Like it reads other AI's AI articles until everything is just AI comprised. Yeah.
To the point where it's unintelligible.
I think there's a pursuit of capturing the most human data possible. Like it wouldn't surprise me. So this is something I've thought about for a while. So there's a lot of medical devices coming out, or like the Aura ring.
Mm-hmm.
Like I actually have one of those.
Yeah, it's like bio readings.
Yeah. If there will come a day where there's a product that will pay you to wear it, like I don't think we're far off from that. Like imagine something ships to your house, and all of a sudden, if you wear it, you're making $50 a month. Would you do it? I think that type of market is coming. I think because they're so data hungry, like that's the end game. We've already data all the time.
We've already convinced the younger generation under me that YouTubing and streaming is one of the best jobs they can ever do. Like if you ask a kid what they want to be like a Roblox streamer or something. And a lot of that comes along with, doing in real life streams, wearing the meta glasses to capture what's going on around you all the time. And I'm sure that the VR headset I have in my house has mapped parts of my house.
Yeah.
Because I was in a different room and it tried to set up the play space in the other room just by knowing what the walls look like.
Yeah.
It knew that, oh, this place is bigger. You'll probably want to set up over there.
Well, you can, depending on your internet provider, you can
the
get
Wi-Fi.
You
has
can get
mapped
the
your
Wi-Fi
house.
to track intruders in your house.
Yes. It'll map like density in your house to where it's like that scene in the Dark Knight where they have all of the phones doing the echolocation. All of our devices are actually doing that through Wi-Fi.
And so I think part of this exponential growth that's under the guise of AI is for that purpose, like a strong for that.
Yep.
So
yeah, I don't think you're wrong on that. I'm not black-pilled about it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, well,
what is black-pilled?
It means like down in the dumps, you know.
Yeah,
like,
I would call it
depressed. I was. Well, is nihilism the right word for that?
disinterested,
Defeatist.
disillusioned. Yeah.
You know?
Basically, just I've given
White pilled is like the opposite.
Okay.
White pill is bringing the light. Black pilled is stuck in darkness.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
makes sense.
And then blue pill and red pill, they're like Republican, Democrat.
All right, so let's shift into not all this negative talk.
That's quite.
I want to do the 5-minute finance segment.
That's what I was going to say. Let's.
I want to shift into that, and I'll start with a quick rant. This whole week, I've been showing you guys things that I've done, things I've pulled off, success here and there. I haven't seen any questions come through.
About what? About how to achieve all the things you've shown are things you've already bought and are going sky high. So that was what I was going to ask after your segment was like, okay, 5 minutes, you're explaining what's going on in the market. What's next to buy? What's coming up?
Yeah. So first, I just want to start with an intro on what I think people should do. Like a path to trying this out, a path to making money in stocks and crypto.
Okay.
Certain people out there believe, and it's the internet, but that'll be the future. If you can't trade, you die. That's a bit
the
dramatic.
mark of the beast.
But if you're not good at trading equities and stocks and crypto, you're not going to have a job that pays you anything. So you're going to be stuck on universal basic income and permanent poverty. And there's also people like Elon Musk who say you shouldn't even worry about retiring anymore because deflation is going to come when robotics make everything so cheap that we all live rich and in peace and utopia. That's also bullshit. If you know anything about humans, we won't be living that way.
Well, we also like to work. Like we get satisfaction out of working. So we'll just. Yeah.
But I would make the argument there's never been a more important time to know how to trade stocks, crypto, equities. If there's ever a time to learn it, the time is now. And so there's so many people who would tell you, look for advice, maybe read this, watch this, think like this. The best piece of advice always, in my opinion, is getting started because it's not high risk to start at all. Some people are so outdated with things. When they see that Bitcoin's at 60,000, they think, oh, if I don't have $60,000, I can't even invest in Bitcoin. You can put $1 into Bitcoin and have 1/60th of a thousandth coin. And stocks used to be, if Apple was 200, you'd have to buy $200. But now there's fractal shares, and every major broker is
I've got
allow that.
I've got like 0.0025 of Nvidia.
Right.
Yeah.
So the first thing is I would get started. You get started with 3 primary applications. If you don't have them, I'd say you download Coinbase, you download Robinhood, and you download Phantom. So Phantom is a crypto wallet. That's going to allow you to trade more of the meme coins and the more risky stuff.
Why wouldn't you trade them all out of one app?
So, Coinbase is only coins. You can't, they're shifting. Every platform is kind of shifting to a hybrid where you can do everything on all of them.
Well, Robinhood is.
Yeah.
You can do a lot out of that.
But here's why I wouldn't. They all offer a few different things. And these are digital platforms. Just as, for me, I don't trust any digital platform. So let's say if I had 100,000, I'd want it split 3 ways, or at least 2 ways, because if your account gets frozen, something goes weird and they lock it, you just lost all your money. If you have it in 2, then you only lost half your money, right? And these aren't like banks you can go to and talk to the people. I mean, this is a digital service where the best you're going to get is a phone call, right? So if you have a $50,000 in an exchange and you can't go talk to a person in person, I'm going, you should diversify.
Okay.
And maybe you even invest in the same things across different platforms, but you keep it split so that you've got that autonomy, and no one company could ruin you. But I'd recommend you start with those 3: Coinbase, Robinhood, Phantom. Add a little money to each of them, maybe $100 in each, and then you start playing with it. Just start playing with it. That's how I started. The moment you turn that $100 into $120 in a week, you're gonna go, maybe I can do this. You know, maybe I've got the edge. You don't, but you just want to think you do, because that's going to give you the drive to keep experimenting. And so it's very important. That's the biggest piece of advice is getting started, start small, and figure out how you form opinions. Because one of the first investments I made was NVIDIA. And I did that because I saw a company that I had known since I was a child through gaming. Yeah. That was worth hardly no money. It's worth hardly nothing compared, to like Apple, Facebook, Google. But those companies all use NVIDIA products. And these were $1 trillion companies, and NVIDIA was like $1 billion company. And I'm talking like low billions. I'm like, it makes no sense that this company wouldn't grow, and it's very undervalued. So living the life that I lived and knowing that company, I'm like, I'm going to put some money into it. And that was, as a stock, probably my best investment ever in stocks. And I sold out far beyond what it's gone to today. Like, it's doubled since I've sold it. And I probably sat through it through a 10X. Yeah. So it's went crazy. But you want to start with what you know. And one of the advice I always go is, if somebody knows better than me about something, I want to listen to them. Like, what, for instance, St. John had tipped me off to the Take-Two stock with GTA and Rockstar. And I kind of went against my own principle here, which is, if somebody knows better than me, if somebody outside of me is coming to me about a stock, I mean, surely they know something I don't, and I should listen. And he told me about it, and sure enough, that's going to be a winner of a stock. I think over the next 5 years, you're probably going to double easy. You'll double on it. But we were having some conflict on the day, what the day was going to do. Yeah. But let me tell you something. I don't do leverage, but leverage is where it's more gambling, but it's where you can make a bet on what a stock will do. You can go up to 40 times leverage. If you're a day trader or a swing trader and you dabble in that, he was so confident on the day that thing was going to skyrocket. So confident. I think it went up 8% or more.
It went up a good bit then.
It was 8% or more.
Yeah, it was almost 10.
If you can call a 5% bump on any given stock within a daily window, you can make a bet on that will change your entire life. If you had $5,000 and you placed a leverage bet on that it would hit 5% or more, and then executed it after, he could have been up literally $100,000. Yeah. Like, that's the kind of stuff that's possible. I never touch leverage because I don't need to, but and it's also riskier because
far riskier. That's the kind of stuff I'm like, that's betting. Yeah. That's actual betting.
With leverage, if what you're predicting doesn't happen, you lose the full value. Yeah. Whereas if you're they call it spot. Spot is where you just buy the stock outright. With spot, if it goes down, can always go back up later. Doesn't mean you lose. You just hold it until it's above what you bought it at. Yeah. But if it's a leverage trade and it doesn't execute and what you predicted doesn't happen, you lose the whole trade. Yeah. But you want to get started on the platforms. And so what do I think as it stands, what would I recommend investing?
Yeah, this week.
Yeah, this week.
What do you got your eye on?
So the things that I'm still in are still very early. It's still early in my opinion. We're nearing the peak bear cycle. Bear means low point or low momentum, low prices.
Mm-hmm.
Peak bear means the lowest. We're nearing that. So I see crypto as the biggest opportunity currently over the next 2 to 3 years. It's been AI, and memory stocks. The past year has been dominated by AI and memory stocks. Those are going to start to wane a little going into this year, I would wager, and it's going to transition. Crypto is going to have its day again. So I'm looking more at crypto. For stocks, the big ones would be, I genuinely think the AI industry, which has had an insane boom. We're talking a company that's worth $100 billion going to $1 trillion in less than 3 months. Micron. Micron was a $100 billion company. They do RAM and memory.
Yeah.
Went to $1 trillion in 3 months. That's a 10x on a traditional stock. That means you put in 1,000.
They were like one of 3 consumer brand memory companies.
One of only 3.
Yeah.
You put in 1,000, you pull out 10 3 months later in a stock. That's unheard of.
Yeah.
I think robotics companies will be next. In the macro movement, AI's had its move. I think robotics companies are next. So I'm keeping my eye out on what those are going to be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for the AI equivalent in robotics.
I was going to say, I think the space economy is next after that.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because they're looking at building moon base, and we're heavily pushing for contractors to do so. So all of these companies that will be granted, what do they call them? Awards from the government to build lunar landers, lunar rovers, moon-based components. So we're looking at like Boeing, all kinds of like aerospace people. They're just going to shoot up in the next 3 years.
SpaceX will be a good stock to invest in. It's not now.
It's not now.
Anything that IPOs is almost always an IPO is when a company goes public.
Yeah.
Almost all companies, when they initially go public, lose value over the first year to 2 years. They over evaluate and then they dump on the retail. It's almost always a better bet if you can't sell immediately or buy and sell immediately to just hold off on those stocks. Like I would not touch SpaceX until at least next summer. And then I think it'd probably be a good buy. But with crypto, it would be, 5 coins, I think, is the number. Still early. Even if I've already made gains on them, it's not too late. It's still probably the lowest, isn't it? And I think it's going lower. It's VVV, Venice token. It's Zcash. Also ZEC. It's BTC, Bitcoin. Solana.
SOL.
SOL, and then Hyperliquid. I think those 5. Oh, and then there's Fartcoin as a nice 6th. But
is that the one Furman's money's in?
Yeah. But those 5, I genuinely believe are very hard to lose on those. Of the 5, Zcash is the most speculative. It's the riskiest play. I personally actually think Zcash is a riskier play than Fartcoin, but I believe in it. What Zcash has, here's its value or its angle. Bitcoin is a public thing. Blockchain is public. So part of the initial draw to Bitcoin was there's never going to be able to make more of it. It's a hard store of 21 million Bitcoin. And since it's deflationary, well, at least it's flat. It's digital gold. I mean, that's what it got coined. Bitcoin is digital gold, and people really bought into that narrative. But it's not private. It's not private. It might be secure. You might be able to own your own Bitcoin, but every transaction you make or exchange or do is publicly posted on the blockchain. Zcash is a Bitcoin clone that's private, fully private. So any transaction you take or make can be fully concealed, and completely unaware that it's taken place. I think there'll be a counter digital narrative coming with privacy and autonomy that's people really want, because in the digital age, it's getting harder and harder to remain anonymous and to do things that the government doesn't know about.
Yeah.
Zcash is positing itself in that position to kind of be the private Bitcoin. The narrative isn't there yet. The following isn't there yet, but it has a small cult-like following. Some people believe in this coin religiously. And I think if the narrative develops come this next cycle, it could really, I think it's got the highest upside potential out of any of the other coins. It's the riskiest, but I think there's the highest upside potential. So those 5, you should do your own research on them and, determine, do I think, that's viable. I would also say, and then I'll wrap up, get the 3 apps, Coinbase, Robinhood, Phantom Wallet, start experimenting, but there's no platform better for investing than X. I would not even attempt to be an investor or trader if I didn't have an X account. That's where you're going to get the most concurrent news, the quickest news. That's where you're going to see the narratives unfolding in real time. It's so easy, at least for me, to just scroll that app and know where things are going. It's in my opinion, it's the number 1 investing app out there. There'll be like financial apps and all that. You can ignore those. You get on X and you just scroll.
Yeah.
So this week, guys, I would recommend you do those 3 things. I know St. John already has a Robinhood account.
I do have a Robinhood account.
I can tell by the colors of his Take-Two stock.
Yes.
You
could instantly tell what app it was.
But yeah, start with $100 in each.
Do you think?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think about the space stuff? You think that's really going? Because they're trying to put, they're trying to do the low Earth orbit lunar lander tests this year, end of this year, and then they're trying to put people on the moon early 2028.
Yeah. Here's my thought on the space stuff.
You too.
Starlink is a sleeping giant when it comes to...
I think so too. I was just talking to my wife about this.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be making networks, interplanetary network to talk to each other better, to broadcast 4K video from all the missions, even out to the moon, to Mars, which is so far away. Like at the closest, it's 9 months travel time.
Yep. And I think it's a matter
when it gets to the closest. That's so far away.
Yeah. I think it's a matter of a year to 2 years before Starlink finds a way to really compete with the main phone carriers. When that happens, I mean, Starlink is...
It's already the emergency call satellite option. And it's been put on airplanes now.
It's the profit horse of SpaceX as it stands.
Yeah.
It's what makes the company not really lose money, but even out. Because SpaceX isn't super profitable. Most of it gets funneled back into the rockets. And building, but the money comes from Starlink.
Yeah.
And
which is why I don't feel bad using it.
Yeah.
Like every now and again.
Right.
I
firmly believe Starlink is going to dominate over the next few years. I feel like they're going to find a way to make it rival even cable. And the parts of the world that have been without a stable internet connection our entire lives are becoming, having reliable internet because of this company.
Have you seen the stat that said 80% of India isn't online or something like that?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
So just wait.
Yeah.
Just wait till they're
wait till Starlink is there. So what I see is in the short term, I don't see a ton of value coming into space. But I see,
but that just means it might be a better time to buy soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see the conversion happening in the next few years where
people start to notice.
Elon finds a way to make a money model through the growth of space exploration. And I think it will be massive. It'll be massive.
Well, that's part of the point is the competition to create these new vehicles and modules for the moon base is what's going to drive up the economy apart from the AI sphere. That's what I'm seeing. And on top of the resources of potentially the moon and Mars.
Mm-hmm. So real quick, just some math on why I'm, talking about SpaceX as I wouldn't do it now. So when a stock comes out, they can lock some of the ownership of the stock can be locked to where only a little bit of the percent goes to the open market.
Mm-hmm.
So when SpaceX came out, only 5% of the ownership in that company was available to the market at large.
Wow.
The other 95% were from insider investors, employees, and Elon Musk himself. I think Elon makes up 50% of that stock.
Yeah.
And then the other 45 is between early investors and employees. The way that those unlock over time, unlock is when you're allowed to sell.
Yeah.
So something might launch, but the owners might not be able to sell right away. So you currently at SpaceX, even though the stock came up like this and now it's back down to basically where it launched at, there are millionaire employees right now on paper who can't sell their stocks. So if you worked for a company like SpaceX, there were jokes about the janitor at SpaceX is now worth $2 million, and that's not a joke. Like if you got paid in SpaceX stock and you worked there, you're probably a millionaire now, but they can't sell it. When those unlock, do you not think they're going to sell? They're going to sell. The janitor's going to sell his $2 million in stock.
It's going to go down. So that's when when to buy it.
All the unlocks aren't complete until June of this coming year is when everything's unlocked.
Okay. And so that's why you said next summer. Okay.
In August and September, a solid chunk is going to unlock. Like 30 to 40% of what remains will unlock in August and September. And I'll expect a pretty big dump then.
Yeah.
And then it won't be a full year from now until everybody can actually sell it that owns it. And I think it's always wise to wait in that situation because, I mean, you got thousands of employees who are millionaires on paper.
Right. Every morning at 8 a.m., the stock is incredible. Yeah. The market is incredibly volatile. People selling and buying as soon as they possibly can.
What's funny to me is
like
the stock launched at $135 evaluation. It went up to above $2 within like a week. Most IPOs follow a quick pump and dump.
Yeah.
And so imagine being an employee and on paper, you're worth $1 million. Okay. Stock launches. A week later, it's worth $2 million. On paper, you're worth $2 million right now if you could sell. And then 3 weeks in, the stock is below what it started at, and you're worth like $700,000-800,000. I'm just imagining being that dude sitting there waiting for when he can sell. Like, oh my God, this better go back up. Like, because you're stuck. You're stuck just watching it.
Right.
Knowing what you could have had or, could have sold at.
Yeah.
So
Frick. What about the moon, huh?
No microbes on the moon.
It's going to be nice to finally get there, see what we've got going on. I know it's been the tales have been told of what it could be like, and we're about to finally set foot. I don't know what we actually gain getting on the moon. I don't really see what purpose it
perspective.
Sometimes you just got to get away from it all.
Sometimes you got to go 9 months away from it all and find yourself on Mars.
Yeah, man. And then it takes 2 years for you to be back close enough to go back.
So what's the point of colonizing Mars? What are we going to, why would we even
That's one thing I was going to ask. I think I know your answer about this question, but is it a moral good to be a spacefaring civilization, to be an interplanetary species?
I'm gonna look this up because I wanted to say it last week.
Do you think that's...
I don't think so. No, I think it's an illusion.
You think we're just bringing sin to the planets we go to?
Well, no, I think that where we are is good. And I think that whatever it is we're looking for, we're not going to find it on Mars.
I think a lot of people who are really interested in it see it like Matt sees, or AK sees stocks, where you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. You want to diversify your portfolio a bit. So if you have all the humans on Earth and there's an extinction event, then we'd all pass away. Now, I'm like, God's will if we all die, honestly.
Yeah.
I just think it's cool. I think God gave us the solar system.
I think for us, but I don't know that we were meant to explore it, considering like the conditions.
From what we know about other solar systems, most of them are not like our solar system. They don't have the diversity of planets. I think our solar system was uniquely designed by God to be one of the most interesting solar systems. I think it's to glorify him. And I don't think we should be looking at it as mastering, as like being the masters of all these planets. I think they all belong to God.
Yeah, but
like, to explore them, I think there's no harm in that.
But all the people that are going to colonize aren't going to have that same view.
True.
I think I agree with you on our solar system. It's very intricate and it's very orderly. And the reason that I was saying something earlier about there not being life anywhere else is because all of the perfect conditions for life to thrive,
Well,
that's one of my least. I hate that argument for God. I hate it. I think it's so backwards.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
All the perfect conditions. Okay.
I think we don't know what the other conditions are.
Exactly.
I think we truly don't know what the other conditions are on other planets. Like what I was just talking about with this Mars rover is what they just found was iron and sulfur in this rock compound that looked like it was a dried up riverbed, like mud. And the way that it was essentially like, when you burn toast, you can't go back from burning the toast. The iron and the sulfur are in a certain way that, as far as we know, only happens if it's been extremely hot, which from everything we can tell from that area, and especially on Mars, has not been extremely hot, or life, or some other third thing we don't understand. There's no way for those cells to have, or those components to have gotten that way without one of those three things. So we think either it's life or something else, but we can't verify because we haven't gotten those samples back here to where we are able to do it without setting up a lab right there and trying to figure it out with all the proper components. We don't know. So there's a very good possibility that throughout our solar system, at the very least, there have been the building blocks for microbial life. Now, intelligent life, conscious life, I think was breathed by God. I think without the spirit, that's not possible. And like, I don't necessarily think a lot of animals have the spirit. I think they have a spirit, but I don't think they have what we would call consciousness. I think they have instinct. I think they're driven by instinct and are purely biological, but that's my opinion. So that's kind of my perspective, is that we actually don't know if we have the right components for life. And even then, our definition of life is pretty limited because it's only what we know here on our planet.
Yeah, like carbon-based life, for instance, is all we know to be life, is made up of. There, in theory, could exist life that isn't carbon-based.
But then we might not even call it life at that point. It would be something conscious or something acting on instinct that isn't biological in the sense that we know it. Like, we just genuinely don't know.
My issue with the perfect conditions, I mean, you could trace back to the microbial level. I could make the argument, let's say conditions out there existed for microbes on Mars. And, if you believe in evolution, which I at least do, the organism over time evolves to dominate its environment. It evolves to adapt to it and to extract more resources from it. And when we look at this world being made for us, could just as easily go, well, yeah, it's billions of years of evolution adapting us to this world. And that's why it's the perfect conditions, or that's why all the life on this planet, it's a perfect ecosystem, because life is organically adapting over time to the environment, rather than the environment was placed there for the life.
I mean, I do think God could have made the earth exactly how it is, specifically for us. And the evolution thing could just be a case of what we call young earth creationism, where God could at any point make a tree with all of its rings inside of it that make it seem like it's hundreds of years old, just like with us. So he could have made it so where it seems like we've evolved billions of years, or however long it's been for us. But with that in mind, I do think currently it is a perfect thing for us. So I wouldn't say you're wrong on that exactly, but how we got there, I think, it doesn't exactly have to be that way.
Yeah, I've never resonated with the perfect environment logic with God. Like, how could you not believe in God? Look at just have you walked outside? Some Christians will say,
Well,
stuff
I've
like
said
that.
this. I've said stuff like that specifically because just like we can get so wrapped up in all kinds of things that don't matter at all. But like that's why people reset in nature. Is just like this is our prime habitat.
Yeah.
This is like if it's your argument that we've evolved to be in it, therefore that's why we feel peace in it, or the opposite, which was we're made to be in it. You know, either way, it's still the prime place for us to reset. We feel a peace there, and the fact that any of it exists at all, I think is a miracle. Like if you actually look at the evolutionary odds for that to have happened the way it's happened, it's like rolling double sixes over and over and over and over and over again, at least 1 million times. And so
here's the mission statement of SpaceX that goes in.
Oh, I tried to find this the other week. I couldn't find the exact thing that you're talking about.
Make our sun sentient, to understand the universe and extend the light of consciousness to the stars. So some context on that first part. Elon is often going, the sun is the most powerful thing we have direct access to. And if we could harness, you've ever heard of the Dyson sphere?
Yeah.
Just like an advanced civilization at some point will harvest their entire sun's energy. They'll find a way so that none of that sun's output is being wasted. So he's basically going, the goal is to harness the sun's power and then give it a consciousness through AI and then expand the light of our consciousness to the stars.
Is that really how Elon thinks it's going to end up?
Well, I think that is his hope. Yeah.
That's what he hopes will happen?
Yeah. He's talked about that he talks about it a lot adjacent to making life multiplanetary. He talks about turning our sun into a giant conscious AI.
I think the debate on whether or not it actually is beneficial, like say, is it God's will or not? You could phrase it that way. Is it God's will or not for us to inhabit the solar system and the universe? It's like, maybe it probably depends on your intentions.
Yeah.
Well,
I always, we have to wonder, and I mean, I wonder this. When you think about like The Sims, the video game, The Sims, there's things that you can easily and are allowed to do in the game. And, obviously they're not conscious bots or NPCs, but if they were, there's also, as with all games, glitches, things that weren't meant to happen, things that the creator never expected. Now, as somebody who believes in an all-knowing God, it's hard for, to then go, well, he didn't know this was going to happen. Like when we split the atom and we made the atomic bomb, there are some people who go, that was the point where we dabbled where we shouldn't have. We went further than we were meant to go. But, you'd have, I mean, did we? Like,
no.
Did we,
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think it was incredibly reckless.
Yeah.
But I think that's like what sin has been for a long time.
Yeah. For me, it's also hard to imagine we could go further than we're meant to. I think we could go in the wrong direction. Like we could prioritize the wrong things, but it's hard for me to imagine we could do things we're not meant to do from a Christian perspective.
Well, I do think there's things we're not meant to do.
Yeah, I guess
which is why we suffer.
Be able to do.
Oh yeah, physically able. Yeah.
So
yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'll have to think on that a little more. I think
GTA 6 might have the answers.
It might.
What?
It could.
From a Christian perspective.
Yeah, for sure. Do we want to get into that? It's almost 9.
Well, I think we do wrap up soon, but I think I can talk a little bit about 6.
Yeah.
Without going too long, yeah.
So I know that after our last conversation, you went back into your cave and you scribbled on the wall.
You said cave, but it's definitely not a cave. I was reconsidering what you guys were saying a little bit. I was like, oh, maybe, like what media is it right for Christians to pursue to like really delve into?
I'll tell you my theory
and saturate themselves with. I'd love to hear it.
Just real quick, it's nihilism. That's the worst content I think a Christian could watch, is something nihilistic. I think something that's savagely wrong or inappropriate or dark or brutal
Black-pilled
is better for the soul than nihilism. It's better than the indifference. It's better than nothing has meaning.
Which is why we like having Furman on, because we can contrast the light against his dark.
Yeah. And so I think for me, nihilism is the biggest killer of the soul. It is for me especially. That's why I can't watch Rick and Morty. I just don't watch it. And there's some episodes that are too nihilistic for me, and I just don't feel good after watching them.
Yeah.
At the same time, I can watch something much more brutal, have a visceral reaction to it, but it's more real to me, and I feel like I resonate with it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't steal from me. I genuinely feel like nihilistic content steals something out of me.
Yeah.
And so that would be my perspective on the worst thing a Christian could watch.
Okay. What do you think?
Well, it's a deep question. I think it's not necessarily like what should we or shouldn't we watch. I think the question is, while we're consuming something, will it ever occur to us that there's something else that we could have been doing that would be way more beneficial than just simply wasting time? Because at some point, whenever I've consumed so many movies, I've consumed so many TV shows, so much music. Am I just going to continue that over and over until I die, or am I eventually going to just...
Until you start those 3 accounts that I requested.
Oh, yeah?
You will do nothing but consume.
You're destined to consume.
I just think maybe, what you're spending your time doing should be in the pursuit of something. And if obviously watching something or listening to something, ends up falling in line with that, so be it. But if you are spending time playing GTA 6 instead of making memories with your kids or doing something that's...
Well, I'm not going to be
self-serving, like in entertainment. I mean, I just think that there's better things to be doing.
Yeah. There are a lot of better things to be doing.
Crashing out on his ass.
Whoa. There's no crashing out. It's not what I was getting at. I'm not gonna flame anybody for playing GTA 6. I'm just saying it's worth thinking about.
No, yeah. I don't think I'll be playing GTA 6 at any time that anybody's gonna need me for. I'll be sleeping otherwise.
Yeah.
My wife's asleep. I have an hour or two before I'm tired. I'll play for 2 hours.
Yeah.
What could you have been doing with those 2 hours instead?
Probably sleeping.
Well, so you're willing to be up longer to play the video game, but you're not.
I feel like Frick is the exact kind of guy I would be saying these same things to, though. Not from
about something else.
Yeah, about me.
So true. This is true.
So
it's slightly hypocritical, but it's just worth.
Yeah.
I'm also bringing this up for myself.
So right. Let me explain my perspective. My perspective is not necessarily with GTA 6, but I want to know, and this can be an open question. Is there any benefit in reviewing secular media with the Spirit to determine things that are good and bad through them? Just like we can find God in nature, we can find God in things that have been inspired by nature and by humanity. So you have the moral law inside of you. Somebody else has made something philosophical with that same moral law.
Right.
So they have truths inside of their art that can be recognized and can be pointed out.
That's why I only watch explicitly pure flicks. Okay. That's what I do with my free time.
For as much crap we give Furman, I actually do think there's some benefit in contrasting the light with the dark a bit. If you don't see vulgarity, how can you truly see how good not being vulgar is?
Yeah, but once you've seen vulgarity, why would you why would you continue to ingest it? Because it's a guilty pleasure.
I think if we were a species that didn't sin, that didn't understand the difference between good and evil by eating that fruit, we wouldn't have the necessity of this. I think because we have, it's kind of important to take stock of the world. It's important to take stock of what's good and what's bad. And so I think if you do it responsibly and with the Spirit behind you, you can take a look at nearly anything. I'm not saying you indulge yourself in an entire day's worth of porn watching to see if there's any good in that. We know that's not an edifying pursuit. That's been proven.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is that your way to combat this is you're going to play GTA 6 with the spirit upon your left shoulder.
I will be playing.
That's where you're getting.
I will be playing GTA 6 with the spirit on my shoulder because he's always with me. But the main reason is because it's such a cultural phenomenon. It is important to understand the age.
Yeah.
And so I will be just as much watching the YouTube videos of all the people talking about the cultural impact afterwards as I have been before, because understanding people's reaction to it, understanding the world, and especially I like to see how the artists of a specific thing interpret the world. I think that's important. And I think that's especially important as somebody who wants to be creating art. I want to be writing. I want to be making content, quote unquote. So I want to understand how other people see the world so I can cater to them and show them the light in the way they'll understand. To minister to them by speaking their language.
Mm-hmm.
That's my
to not become Ankh. Like
yeah.
to not become Ankh.
For lack of better words.
It's such a real thing. It's so real.
Yeah. And that's most of it. I will admit there's a little bit of me that's like, oh, I just want to play a video game. I like video games.
Because the truth is,
I'll admit that's there.
And you bring up a really good point. And something I always think about, at least when I was a kid, and I think most kids have the mindset. It's you either go, I don't believe, so I'm gonna get the fun sins into my
out of the
life,
way before I repent.
Yeah. Or you do believe and you're like, well, I'm young, I'm still gonna get these out of the way, and then I'll turn around. And to have somebody who is so disconnected with the younger generation or the things that are happening to try and come talk to you, it really falls deaf. It just genuinely falls deaf. Whereas if somebody's closer to your age or they're exposed to what you're exposed to, it's much easier to make that connection and then transfer the lessons and then transfer the advice and what you've learned.
Yeah.
Because there are adults who tried to guide me as a kid. Wouldn't have a shot in hell.
You just said okay,
at guiding me.
You just said okay, boomer, and moved on.
Yeah, but there are people more closer to my experience or who have seen some of the same things, and I was like, I always valued it more. I always valued it more intimately.
Yeah. I had one other point. It had to do with the art of it and understanding the artist's perspective, but I kind of lost it after that. Honest.
My opinion on it's really the underlying question with Frick is, what else could you have been doing? What else could you have been doing?
I think my schedule's really full. I don't know about you guys. I'm doing a lot.
Yeah, I think
but yeah,
the worst thing somebody can do, personally, is dwell. I think acting in any regard is often the better option. It gets you to a conclusion sooner. It gets you to change your mind sooner, or to learn something quicker. The worst thing you can do is be caught between two different opinions, two different pursuits. Like, he's been looking forward to this game for years, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe even more. And there's no shot he wasn't going to be playing this game when it came out. And I'd make the argument, doing it, going through it, and experiencing it quickly. I mean, I'm not saying it has to be quick, but getting it out of the way is the best thing he could do at this point. I think most actions which are unhelpful or unproductive or not aligned with who we are best prevented before they even are cemented. Once they're there, it's very, very difficult to subvert them. Without dwelling and then wasting time and being caught in this middle stage.
Yeah.
Of, do I do this or not? And then you're just the focused mind, the one track mind is the most efficient mind. And I'm bad about that. I'm super bad about that. I get one track focused a lot, but it keeps me from dividing. It keeps me from splitting.
What do you think? Is that all BS? An excuse?
It makes sense. But But I feel like, there's a valiant effort in resisting what the darkness is trying to plant within you. And, when it comes to the media that we take in, it's very, very evident that, the seeds of darkness that have sprinkled around make their way in one way or another. And I'm not saying that it's just the most evil thing that you could do playing this game.
But it's close.
It's definitely it's definitely top 5 things in the next decade. I just don't, I don't trust I don't trust the content that think about this. Everybody's going to be playing this, and kids are going to be playing this. And what does the industry want to embed within our children?
That's what I'm going to go find out.
You're going to find, but so are
I'm going to research this shit. So I know
you
how
could
to
research it without playing the game, though. You just want to play the game.
Sure.
Right.
I've admitted that's part of it.
False Graves challenge. Can we get St. John to not play GTA 6?
You're not getting me to not play Alien Isolation 2, that's for sure.
So there's hope.
Well, what are you doing in Alien Isolation?
Surviving an alien hunter.
Alien hunter. Okay. So that's just it's an evil being. In GTA, you can go up to random bystanders, rob them, steal their cars, beat them, cause them to say profanities. You can do lots of stuff in GTA 6 that's way worse than attacking
one thing that
evil
GTA
alien
4 and
overlords.
5 have been lauded for, like praised for. Lauded's the opposite, right? They've been praised for being a time capsule of the respective time in which they were made. Like they are like almost 1-to-1 to New York and Los Angeles when those games came out. And in a way, this GTA 6 will be a snapshot of the entire state of Florida between 2020 and now.
And having that,
and not only that, but
will bring you closer to God.
Not only that, but it's the perspective of a developer group in Britain and how they see America and how they see the parody of what it's become. Like they are actively looking for things to make fun of on both sides of the political spectrum. So it's like
they're a good commentary.
It's like a retrospective of the entire country. And so in that respect, I'm interested in that. I want to know how people perceive the country. And on top of that, be aware of how the kids are going to react to things and what they're going to be told.
So honestly, what you just said, it makes sense to the naked eye. But my scales have fallen off. And I see that you're just putting lipstick on the pig instead of casting out the demons. That's what I see here today, St. John.
All right, brother.
And
I will find the light in GTA 6. I promise you that.
Yeah,
I'm actually not even going to argue. There's probably some light in GTA 6. There probably is. I'm not even going to argue that with you. There's probably going to be plenty of different things.
Another thing I wanted to mention is all of the characters since the 3D universe started, 3, 4, and 5, all of them are not good people. And they're not, you are not.
Trevor?
Yeah, you're not playing it. Trevor,
I think CJ was, no, CJ wasn't that good, but he wasn't bad.
Well, the closest person I can think of is Franklin.
Yeah.
Franklin was like, I just want to get out of the hood and earn back the love of my girlfriend. But everybody's selfish, murdering, stealing. Like they're not made out to be good people. Like the lesson is never go do this unless you're the lowest IQ possible. The lesson is always, here's what not to do. These people are terrible. Here are the consequences for their actions.
But they do end up filthy rich.
Often they do, yes.
And that's the precedent.
But there's a toll on them. More like I think the only person who doesn't have a toll on them is...
After I beat GTA 5, I was cruising around with my characters in supercars, and they didn't seem to mind.
Yeah, that's because you chose the one ending. But anyway, the true ending is the one where Michael dies.
Just think about how many children whose role model was Trevor. Countless.
That's what I'm saying. If you don't understand it, you think that they're supposed to be role models.
Do you not?
That's why everybody. There was the big news thing about it.
Impressionable.
I'm not saying they're not. I don't think children should be playing Grand Theft Auto.
Rated old, adult.
I don't think children should be playing Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, but they're going to.
I think an adult man with a strong faith with the spirit behind him can witness a media production and be able to determine right from wrong and understand the themes.
But you're not just witnessing it, you're playing it. You are it.
Okay, so that raises
your
another
hand
question.
is on the controller and you are one with the screen.
That's what I'm saying. Are you that person in that game? Are you that character?
For a time.
For a time.
For a time. You are embodying yourself with your hands. You are connected. Your physical self, your mental self, and your spiritual self.
Are you playing GTA 6?
Or is GTX 6 playing?
No, I mean, like, given the opportunity, I buy you the game.
Say you come over.
You just get it for free, not at an obligation.
You come over and I let you drive the car around.
I can drive on Forza. There's no.
But are you gonna hit a pedestrian on accident?
No,
Probably.
if I gave you GTA 6, it's not even for me. You don't have to be obligated because I gifted it to you. You end up with the game somehow, and a console to play it. Are you playing GTA 6? I mean, really?
So there's two arguments to be made here. One,
yes or no comes to mind. That's the two.
You know, you got to stand by your word, brother.
I know.
Yes or no? He's gonna say no, and then it's gonna be his lifelong journey to not ever.
I feel like to truly spread the light in the way I'm supposed to, I have to say no. I can't play GTA 6.
To truly say it, but what about what you would do?
But to concede, you'd say, like, would you?
No. I'm not gonna play GTA 6.
I think you would before this conversation.
Yeah,
I think you would have before this conversation.
We manifested the no.
I think that there are better things to be doing and better places for my spirit to be learning things rather than
This is
GTA
why Furman
6.
picks on you, by the way.
Yes.
Bro, Furman, listen, okay. That's fine. Furman, I can get picked on for this.
I can see it now.
I'll eat it. Okay. I mean, honestly, it may all be for nothing. I may get to heaven, you know, and Jesus will be like, "Yo, bro, why didn't you play?" I had so much of that shit in there for you.
You put yourself
in
a rough position because you effectively now can't play it without this group. Yeah. Like, you're not gonna live it down if you play
in the internet,
right?
You can never be seen touching this game.
What if Micah buys it?
Yeah, man. You can't even watch it.
Micah would realistically.
You can't be in the room with it.
So if I walk by and I see the screen, I can't get blamed for this.
I mean I get that. That's harder to avoid, but if you sit down and indulge, he's hitting the strip club.
He's coping. He's hitting the strip club.
Yeah,
he said capping.
Yeah, I think now he's bound to it, but I think prior to this, he would have. I will say I will be playing it.
Like, you could have said I'm gonna play. You could have just even said, I wouldn't mind trying the game, but I'm going to avoid doing
But that goes against,
things
I'm sitting here actually, like, you know, coming up with good reasoning for why, you know, it would be better for me not to. Mm-hmm. I played the shit out of GTA 5. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I went around the whole map finding the peyote from all the locations. Yeah. I mean, like, I enjoyed the shit out of it. But I didn't get anything from it. I literally gained nothing.
Well, you weren't... How old were you when you started playing GTA 5? Because that's like, if you have a third grader's level understanding of what the story was saying to you, then yeah, of course you didn't get anything out of it.
So I was around like 10 years old the first time I touched it.
That's what I'm saying.
But then I went.
You were one of the children who shouldn't have witnessed it.
But wait,
a sharp 10-year-old.
I only played it like 3 times, and then I didn't touch it again until I was 18. Okay. And then I played it all the way through.
Okay. So what happened in that game? Do you remember?
Yeah. Of course I remember.
Yeah. I will admit,
I chose
5 story is not one of the best stories.
Yeah. Obviously, you choose to save all your homies, bro. Like, I'm not gonna, like, also Michael had all the money. So
obviously, 5 is not the best story, but did you play 4?
No.
4 was all about how vengeance is bad.
I played
and to find vengeance and to go get vengeance, the main character was essentially doing all of the bad things he was pursuing this guy for. And he ends it with like full of regret. Mm-hmm. It's like a great game. One of the best games ever.
And you think that with the current state of Florida, you know, and what the media is trying to
I think it's going to be incredibly whimsical and interesting retrospective into culture.
I gotta say, you've convinced me.
We lit to play, bro. That's pussy.
I want to play.
I said that to get a rise.
I'll tell you a good
I
tool
saw it
though.
coming.
Even though I think you're going against what you really would have done. I do want to say this. It's a popular, maybe not popular. I use this tool a lot. Binding yourself towards a higher aspirational pursuit by making it impossible to backtrack.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you effectively bound yourself here tonight.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Now, you weren't as compelled as me or Eli were initially to play the game, but you saw something that might be bad for you, and you basically locked yourself the fuck in from doing it.
Another thing I want to say though is
That's what I do.
Is
This is what I do.
This is what I do. This is how I effectively. This is how I change myself, dog. I lock myself in, just like this.
Well, one of the things I wanted to say is I don't think it's necessarily good for an addict to be around a lot of alcohol. Okay.
Yeah.
Like if you have convictions about certain things,
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly believe you should avoid those things.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in general, if you're a strong man in your faith and you have a strong relationship with Christ, you should be able to endure witnessing things. I'm not saying you should go seeking out a ton of bad things, but I have the impression that this game is all of the bad things. I do think it has a story to tell that is ultimately light bringing in the end of it. Prove me wrong. All right, you don't know.
Yeah. So like, I'm never gonna since I'm never gonna play this game. You know, you're not
allowed to watch YouTube videos.
I'm not gonna do that either. I'm going to avoid the game like the plague.
Good luck.
And I think that you're gonna have to just let me know honestly.
I will.
Whether or not
I'll tell you if I was wrong.
the right move.
I'll tell you if I was wrong. But from the history of the series, it's always had something to say against the characters and what their motivations were. It's always had something to say about that and being like, this is wrong for X reason. It's always had something like that.
Yeah. Me, I'll be out there watching Rick and Morty. Like, yeah, I'm having a decent time. Then the fucking Avengers episode comes on. And I'm like,
Avengers episode. Oh,
it's
the
like,
Vindicators?
yeah. And
Bro.
I'm like, I feel so bad. Like, I feel it's so dark.
I love the
it was
Vindicators
so
episode
nihilistic.
when I watched it, so I
See,
actually have no hate.
like Eli was saying though, like for me, I won't watch the show because of that, because I'm compelled to against it.
There's something wrong with
I didn't
me,
want to
'cause
watch
I
The
love
Boys.
every episode I've ever seen.
Yeah.
The Boys
No issues.
disgusted me beyond
Yeah.
belief.
Oh, the Boys was.
I don't watch.
couldn't
I don't
handle
watch that
it.
either because I know how graphic it can be and how
Yeah.
nihilistic it can be.
Yeah.
But I'll watch a car crash compilation on YouTube and laugh my fucking ass off till I'm crying.
And I love the Alien series, even though it's full of gore.
Yeah.
You know, it does-
Gore's not the problem.
you know, I didn't say it was,
Gore's
but
never
I'm
been
saying
the
like there's
issue.
different levels of things
Yeah.
that affect you in different ways. And I think if something affects you so deeply, then that it like truly shakes you, maybe you shouldn't participate in that thing.
Yeah.
But I think in general, we should be able to witness depravity
Mm-hmm.
and contrast it against the light.
But being able to witness it and purposefully witnessing it, going out and finding it, and then witnessing it on purpose, I think that's different.
Well, at least we know you're saved from GTA 6.
True. You guys know who John Lovell is? He has like the Warrior Poet Society.
Yeah.
You heard of that?
Mhm.
Where his
I
whole
know.
thing is like, you shouldn't be all the way poet or you're some liberal soy boy,
Mm-hmm.
and you shouldn't be all the way warrior or
Yeah.
you're just Andrew Tate stoicism nonsense. You need to be in the middle. You need to be a strong man while also having the sensitivity to the age and to
Yeah.
arts. That's just where I want to be, bro. Just
On
want to
the
be the warrior
fence.
poet.
You enjoyed that. You enjoyed the shit out of that, St. John.
All right, brother. I will.
Gonna be a good time, everybody. And remember, when you get GTA 6 downloaded and you boot that game up, as I know our listeners will,
Most of them will.
when you go into that game, you don't think, where's the closest hooker? You think, where's the light?
There you go.
Amen.
And yeah, I'm signing out with that.
All right. Well, I won't be seeing you guys in the servers, so don't trip in the darkness that is GTA 6. Stay bright.
Drink water.
Mm.
Oh, drink water, drink water, drink water, bitch. 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 Brush your teeth every day. Oh, don't play too many games. Oh, only 3 hours a day. Oh, respect your parents. Okay. Oh, love your mom, love your dad. Always say please and thank you. Oh, if you say words like fucking shit, I'll come to your house and spank you.